No longer can poor form just be put down to a slow start to the season. If you're going to make a run at it, now's the time to do so. Welcome to some NPL 2 Victoria action here. West meets East, East meets West, as Brunswick City make the relatively short trip, given that it's a cross-conference game, to Wembley Park to take on Box Hill United. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you for joining me today on the NPL Victoria Facebook and YouTube pages for what should be a rather intriguing matchup between two sides that do sit 7th respectively on both of their conferences heading into today. A reminder that this round is also Respect the Game round, where Football Victoria, as part of their ongoing campaign to get clubs, supporters, fans, officials, everyone to respect the game, Football Victoria calling on Victorian clubs to make a highly visible stand against antisocial, abusive behaviour across the upcoming weekend of football. So, a very worthy cause. Make sure you get around that. Meaning today between Brunswick and Box Hill, Brunswick will be kicking from left to right of your screen in the first half, wearing the all-blue kits, whereas Brunswick City kicking from right to left on your screen, wearing their rather snazzy orange away kits. Take you through the starting 11 as we prepare to get underway here at Wembley Park. For Box Hill United, in goal, number 21, Chris Pavlidis, and then in front of him, number 2, Javier Marongos, number 6, George Voliotis, number 7, Delano Ferro, number 8, Nicholas Kokalakis, number 10, their leading scorer, Rowan McNamee, number 14, Sam Logozzo, number 18, Andreas Miltadu, number 19, Jamie Mamino, number 22, the Danish defender Dennis Nielsen, and number 27, Nino Lacagnina. As Box Hill makes some early running, getting the ball up into their attacking right flank. For the visitors, starting in goal, number 1, Sebastian Matai. Number 3, the captain, George McKellar. Number 4, Darby Daxter. Number 6, Tillman Stewart. Number 7, Nicholas Gonzalez, their leading scorer. Number 8, Ali Turgut. Number 9, the new signing, Ricky Foster-Hosai, joined recently from Ballarat City. Number 13, Atai Ibrahim. Number 16, Kobe Timms. Number 19, Nate Foster. And number 24, another new signing, Matang Matang. So both sides in this one will be keen to take all 3 points, neither coming into this Saturday afternoon's contest in what you'd call good form. Their combined last 10 results have only seen 1 win for either side. That coming five games ago for Brunswick City, when they defeated a visiting Goulburn Valley Suns 6-0. Since then, however, not a lot of luck for Brunswick City. Followed that up with a 2-0 loss to Geelong SC, 2-1 loss to Murray United, 2-2 draw with Manningham United, and a 1-0 loss to the Bulleen Lions. Tussle develops on the left, and Brunswick can look to clear. Turgut working it back to Ibrahim. Ibrahim again, he'll work it to McClellan on his left. He'll move it up to Gonzalez, but he's well dispossessed by what appears to be Voliotis. Ibrahim there unable to find Turgut, and instead McNamee will try to get something going, but Box Hill retain possession on the right. Farrow working against McClellan, but McClellan will win that one out, and the Brunswick captain will put it out for a throw-in on the right. Voliotis throws it in. Miltadu gets it in towards the back post, and it's in! Bundled over the line early for Box Hill. 4th minute of the game, and a very early lead for the hosts. Just at 6s and 7s was the Brunswick defence. The throw in is put in quickly, cross comes in, unable to clear the lines, and it's just bundled over the line at the back post. Matthias scrambling, couldn't get a hand on it, and well, you talk about two sides coming in poor form. If you're Box Hill United needing a win, that is exactly the sort of start that you want. As a shell-shocked Brunswick will try to get something going again. They had been forced back into their half early, and they're made to pay us. Now Turgot can try to get them moving forward, looking for Foster on the right. It's cut out, but only as far as Stewart, who will put the ball in, looking for Foster Jose. But it will go long, and Pavlidis, who made the move over to Box Hill from Heidelberg at the beginning of the season, will roll a goal kick out in the direction of Danish defender Nielsen. Nielsen, very well travelled, having had stops at clubs in Denmark, Norway, Iceland and the Faroe Islands before he made the way to Australia. But now Brunswick down the right. Foster cuts the ball back in, looking for Foster Hazai. It's cut out. A long-range effort coming in from Timms. But it's cut out. Now McNamee can hold the ball up and Box Hill can try to get something going. Nielsen just afforded the time and the space to try to get something going. Well, they've gotten the early goal, and as I mentioned, they certainly could have used it. Box Hill is quick turnover here. Farrow with a speculative effort, but it's well, and one might say easily saved by Pavlidis. It's Box Hill coming into this game. Well, last week recording a 2-2 draw with Melbourne Victory at Epping Stadium. Week before that, a 2-0 loss to St Albans Saints. The week before that, a 3-1 loss to Geelong SC. Had a 1-1 draw with Springvale White Eagles back in round 11, and a 2-0 loss to Werribee City at Galvin Park back in round 10. So neither side can really afford yet another loss at this point of the season. Round 15, of course, with the upcoming reforms to the NPL system coming in next year, you want to get inside that top 6 so you can at least stay in the second tier in the coming season. Not only for yourself, but also for your juniors, as Lagozzo throws the ball back into Kokalakis. Equalizes with the quick throw in, but nonetheless, Box Hill forced to just play it back to their keeper, and they'll try to spread out this Brunswick attack as they move forward to apply the press. Nielsen, he's seen a lot of the ball early. He'll play a ball long. Farrow on the right, cuts it back inside. Looking for Mamino. Was unable, however, and now Brunswick the chance to get something going. McKellar. He's forced to play it back. Turgut. Gonzalez, who had the shot earlier, accidentally referred to his opposite number. Farrow was having the shot, but no, it was Nicholas Gonzalez, former Melbourne City youth. McNamee. Box Hill trying to spread out this Brunswick defence and make some room for Lagozzo to run onto a ball, but instead it's trickled over the line, and it will be another goal kick, this time to Brunswick. And Matai will just take it quickly, knocking it out. So, in case you're just joining us now, got to the broadcast a little late. It is already 1-0. Box Hill with a goal in just the 3rd minute of play, as Brunswick looking for Foster, and it's headed headed backwards for Pavlidis, but Foster was lurking, so Pavlidis had to be on his toes. And Box Hill, Pythagoras, as they are also known, once again, patient, building up from the back. Nielsen plays another long ball, but once again it's just slightly too much overhit, and Matai will collect. Of course, a host of other NPL2 cross-conference games happening as we speak, which we will keep you informed about on the broadcast. And it is 1-0 in a couple of other games. As we briefly pause, as Box Hill try to get something going. Long shot, comes in off the crossbar. And back into play. That was Lacagnino with a long right-footed effort that just clattered off the crossbar and back into play. Another let-off for Brunswick, almost 2-0. And McKellar will play a ball long. Looking for Foster Hosai, but it's cut out. Nonetheless, Gonzalez back in action. He goes around Nielsen. Couldn't lose his man, however. Good defending, and Box Hill will just boot the ball up the field through Nielsen once again. Farrow. He gets it inside. McNamee, back to Farrow. Back to McNamee. This is good work, trying to get something going. Said cut out. Stewart played it to Matiang, who just gets it back into the centre, and now Ibrahim with the ball. Gonzalez. Dispossessed by Kokalakis, however, and Kokalakis will win a free kick. Yes, 1-0 in some other NPL2 action today. Langwarren against Whittlesea Rangers. Langwarren currently up 1-0 in that one. Scott Miller's Langy with an early lead. And in Moreland City versus Northcote City, another cross-conference game where the two sides are probably a lot closer to each other than some of their conference partners. Moreland City up 1-0 in that game. Scoreless in Eastern Lions versus Moreland Zebras, and Werribee City versus Manningham United. Other games yet to kick off today: Ballarat City versus Murray United, Bulleen Lions versus North Geelong, Goulburn Valley Suns versus St Albans, and tomorrow Springvale White Eagles will play Melbourne Victory Youth, and Geelong SC will pay a visit to Melbourne City Youth. McNamee now, trying to pull the strings in the midfield for Box Hill, and he'll just splay the ball across the field, and it's chested down well by Farrow. It's cut out well by the Brunswick defence. Box Hill once again moving back into the possession, a chance to reset. Farrow. He's got Miltiadu in support on his left. He doesn't need him. He cuts inside. Now he finds Miltiadu. Voliotis plays the ball back to Nielsen. Foster Hosai applying the pressure. Matiang takes the quick throw in. Now it's with Foster. Stewart in support, but he couldn't find him. Still fighting, however. Box Hill do well, and they'll have the switches on if they can find Farrow. gives him a task, but he looks like he'll keep it in. Just goes up against McClellan. McClellan sticks a strong boot in, but Farrow keeps possession. And he will get the ball back to Miltiadu. Kept into Nielsen. Voliotis, he gets it to Kokalakis, who splays the ball wide to the left this time. Men arriving in the middle. But Metiang is strong to deny Lakagnina. And Brunswick will have a throw. Strong defending from Matiang from Heidelberg United and Port Melbourne Sharks man. Joined last week, coming over from Perth to provide reinforcements for Brunswick. Foster Hazai has a shot but finds the side netting, but that was good from the newly arrived man. Of course, the new number 9 joining a Brunswick attack that can score goals. Scored 32 goals this season, but perhaps one of the reasons for Matiang's arrival at the club, they have also shipped 27 goals this season. So, at the very least, if you're watching a Brunswick game, you're very likely to see goals, which we have already seen early on here. Box Hill United, a lot more profligate in both attack and defence. They've only conceded 19 times this season, but they've only scored 15 times. So every goal for the hosts has been a precious one this season. As a long effort coming in from Turgut, perhaps spotting Pavlidis off his line, looking for something spectacular, but he's put the ball over the bar, over the fence for a goal kick. Bit of confusion there between the Brunswick defence, but they'll eventually get the ball going. But Matiang is dispossessed. And it will be a free kick to the hosts, who we've gone over a quarter of an hour here at Wembley Park, and you'd have to say the hosts with that early goal have also had the better of play. Perhaps if you were scoring it, it would be 10-9 to the hosts. 55-45 if you're more percentagely inclined. But now once again, they'll try to build and stretch out this Brunswick side. They've been patient, willing to let Brunswick come out to them and look for the gaps that they can exploit. Voliotis throws the ball into Farrow, but he gets it back. Now a chance to run. Farrow in support, instead opts to go to McNamee. McNamee now. He's dispossessed, but it only goes as far as Miltiadu. Nielsen. Looks to chip the ball over the top to Farrow, but it's cut out well by McCullough. And Darby Dexter, who probably has to have one of the best names in NPL Victoria, took the ball out. Now Brunswick down the right. Foster cuts the ball back, finds a man, and it's into the back of the net. Tillman Stewart, and it is 1-1 here at Wembley Park. Foster breaking down the right, is able to look up, cut the ball back, and Tillman Stewart, calm as you like, finds the bottom corner of the net, and it is 1-1 after 18 minutes here at Wembley Park. Well, as I was saying, they'll ship them, but they'll also score them, will Brunswick City, and they have scored an equaliser here. Inside 20 minutes, goals to each side. Looks like we are in for one cracking afternoon of NPL2 football, as Mamino gets us going once again. Timms just splays the ball long, looking for Foster. Foster keeps fighting, tries. He's still got the ball, has Foster. Turgut takes over. Tillman Stewart looks to just float the ball over the top to Foster Hazai. But Pavlidis is on the spot to collect and throw the ball out. And now Box Hill can get something going quickly. They'll work it out to Farrell on the right. Kakalakis back to Farrell. They also had Voliotis in support on the right, but instead they'll go back to the centre. Farrell. Mamino, he will just go all the way back to Nielsen. Once again, they're relying on Nielsen a lot to just pull the strings and be a calming presence at the back line. Black Agnina also seeing a lot of work on that left flank, but he turned the ball over there. But nonetheless, Box Hill once again seizing on it. Chested down by Stewart. Some calls for a handball by the Box Hill faithful and coaching staff, but ignored by the referee. And now chance for Brunswick to get going again. Foster. Combining with Stewart, and Foster will win a throw-in. Nothing open quickly. And he'll instead leave it for Matiang. A bit of a dodgy looking throw, but the referee says it's okay. Turgut looks to flick it on for Foster. Once again, strong defending from Box Hill. Young Javier Marangos cutting it out. But they're definitely on their toes, Brunswick, as they look to lock this ball into the Box Hill half and not let it out until they've put the ball in the back of the net. Good patch of play from Brunswick here, probably their best of the game, highlighted by Tillman Stewart's goal. Nielsen just calmly watches the ball over the line. Foster Jose applying the pressure, but it will be a goal kick to Pavlidis. Of course, Chris Pavlidis coming over as from Heidelberg United, was the backup at Heidelberg United in 2018. Switched places with his brother Alex, who is now the backup at Heidelberg United. As Farrow is sent rather harshly, one would say, to the turf, and it'll be a free kick to the hosts, which Kokalakis will take. Captain in his third spell at the club, I believe. He'll just move the ball on quickly to Mamino, but Mamino can't keep it. Turgut. Foster Hazai, he's onside, gets it on the left foot, has a shot, but Pavlidis watches it all the way into his chest. And he's content to move the ball on quickly to Marangos. Try to get something going through La Cagnina on the right, but he can't keep it in. Decent crowd here at Wembley Park on what is a cold Saturday afternoon. Grey skies overhead, but no rain, thankfully, as of yet. Fans enjoying what is one of the best canteens in NPL 2. As now they watch Wally Otis try to get something going down the right, but he's dispossessed by McClellan, who kept his run going. And instead, it will come out to Gonzalez on the left. Good defending by Box Hill, and they'll force Brunswick to go all the way back to Matai. He'll go out to Dexter. Dexter to Turdigan. He'll play it back to Matiang. Looking up, but all he sees is a wall of blue shirts in front of him. Maybe Dexter will have better luck. All in that right flank. Foster tried to play through Stewart, but Box Hill were aware of the danger. But Foster, keeping up the work, is the former Thunder, Cannon and Nightman. McClellan and Farah contesting it. And McClellan wins it. Twisting and turning it, gets the ball to Gonzalez whilst continuing his run. Gonzalez instead opts to go to Turgut. Brunswick keeping the ball here. Just poking and prodding and trying to open up the Pythagoras lineup, looking for that opening. Spreads it out. McCullough had a little bit of space here on the left, and he'll float a ball in over the top. Foster Hosea was lurking and leapt upwards, but Pavlidis watched as it all the way into his hands and came down somewhat hard, but it gets up somewhat gingerly, but it looks like he'll be all right to continue. And he's going to absolutely shank that attempted clearance, but then Foster, a calamity of errors from both sides as Foster loses his footing and eventually gives away a free kick. So Foster with a hold my beer moment. And one-ups Pavlidis' mistake, but this is good. Lakagnina from the right this time. Tried to get something going, but his touch lets him down. And now Brunswick have a chance to break forward quickly. Stewart plays the ball in behind the defence for Foster, but that's excellent defending. But Pavlidis' distribution again lets him down. But so does Stewart's attempted chip over, and Pavlidis will once again have a chance to get something going. Marangos. Just 20 years old, but he's already captained this Box Hill side once this season, back against Melbourne City Youth earlier in the year. So it shows that the coaching staff is very high on the youngster. Logotso couldn't kick the ball in for Box Hill, the left back. Brunswick throw in, which is taken quickly. Long throw in, looking for Foster Hosea. Now will be a corner. Totogut ambling over to take it. Chance for Brunswick to get the tall timber up into the penalty area. Try to nod it in. Matiang makes a run, but it's come to the back post in the direction of Dexter. Scrambling around, Dexter has a shot, it's blocked. Headed away. And headed clear by Lakagnina. But Pavlidis come, but he couldn't collect. Dexter gets a deflected shot in on goal, and it's headed off the line by, I think, Mamino. But a bit of a let-off for Box Hill there, even if the Brunswick shot in the end wasn't a pretty one. And that ball looking for Gonzalez will be too heavy, and it will go out for a goal kick. As we just about to tick over into the 30th minute here at Wembley Park. Score is still 1-1. And we have had some goals in other NPL 2 action. Moreland Zebras from the Western Conference have taken a 1-0 lead at Eastern Lions, whilst Moreland City have grabbed a second against Northcote City. As now Ibrahim looks to run the ball out. No doing, however, but McClellan now will have a chance instead. Dagster spreads it wide to Matiang. He's looking for Foster, but good defending there. We'll put it out for a throw and give the hosts a chance to set themselves. Ibrahim and Turgut looking to get something going. Turgut now looking up, trying to find someone. McClellan's on his own on the left and he wanted it, but instead it's been like Agnina nipped in to get a foot boot on it. Came back to Brunswick, but then the crossfield pass looking for Foster, too strong. Throw into Pythagoras out on their left flank. Box Hill doing very well to maintain their shape here. So often Brunswick are trying to get something going through Turgut, but he's forced to go back. But this time, this is better. Foster looking for Gonzalez, but it's Nielsen nips in to put the ball out for a throw-in. Long throw into the middle of the park for Turgut. He'll look to chip the ball over the top. Matiang. He'll get it back for Stewart. Dancing around. McKellar on the left. It's Gonzalez now. It's good from Brunswick. They've matriculated the ball around the field to Turgut. Turgut coming inside, but strong defending from Nielsen. Marshalling that ball over the goal line. And it's come off Brunswick last, so Nielsen's done very well to win his side a goal kick. McClellar applying the pressure to Voliotis. He'll be forced to go back to Nielsen, and Gonzalez applied the pressure on him, meaning that Timms was able to get in there and head the ball forward. Mamino there with a good turn, however, and they'll retain possession. Farrow out there on the left. It's got Mamino and McNamee in the middle. And that's a sliding challenge from Matiang, but deemed a fair one. And it will be a corner for the hosts. Matiang sliding in to dispossess Farrow, who has remained on the turf. He's on his side a corner. No action on the no action in the Box Hill dugout. They're obviously waiting for him to get up, cup of concrete and move on. And he'll slowly hobble, then break into a walk and move over to take a short corner. Those lovely old things. Long shot came in from Miltiadu, but it was a tame one and cleared by Brunswick, who have a chance to counter-attack quickly. Long bouncing ball over the top. Foster Hazai collects it on the left. Men arriving to support him. He'll try to whip the ball in, but it's blocked by Marangos, who now has the ball back. Lakagnina dances around the challenge and then moves upfield. Spreads it over to the left. Feel as though maybe something building up here. Either side could pinch another one. Farah cuts inside well. Dancing around challenges. Looks it back for McNamee. McNamee is initially dispossessed but gets it back. But Kokalakis can't keep on with it, and that's going to be a free kick and the first yellow card of the game. Kokalakis, he was dispossessed, running back, trying to win the ball back quickly from Gonzalez, but he slid in with a dangerous-looking challenge. Didn't get the ball, got Gonzalez, and the referee flashes the first bit of yellow fabric of the game. For it is Kokalakis' first yellow card of the campaign, if the Sports TG NPL Victoria website is to be believed. So that perfect copybook is now blemished as Matiang had a shot, but it was blocked. A lot of that going on in this first half. Shots coming in, but deflected by the defence. Turgut, he can't get something going, and it's just hoofed clear now by the Box Hill defence in the direction of Mamino. Battling with Dexter. Dexter forced to just head the ball out for a throw-in. Farrow picked it up, perhaps wanting to get something going quickly, but instead he'll leave it for Lagotso to throw in. Mamino trying to turn his man once again, but he just can't turn and collect the ball. Instead, a chance for Brunswick to break. Turgut twisting and turning, trying to avoid the Box Hill defence, but he can't. Kokalakis to Mamino. He's gone down, but advantage played. Kokalakis has a long shot over the bar, just from the Box Hill captain. Perhaps Matai watched it all the way, leaping up, deciding not to put a glove on it, or maybe he couldn't get a glove on it, but nonetheless, it will be a goal kick for Brunswick, as Kokalakis just decides to put his right boot through it from well outside the area and have a ping. Brunswick wanted a foul throw, but not going to see many of those called at this level, I find, and instead Box Hill can get something in, but no doing with it, and it will be another goal kick to Brunswick. Matai, another chance to either boot the ball forward, or he's got men in support on his left, which he does use. Ibrahim instead, he'll put it long, looking for Foster. Foster has a chance to run, facing his man, but instead he'll play the ball in behind the defence, looking for Matiang. Marangos cleared. Matiang let him know that he was there. The throw comes back into Foster. Tries to ride the challenge, but he can't, and he'll instead lose it. And McNamee can try to get Box Hill going. He'll work it to Ferrero. So quick is the winger. And he's danced around one challenge and can cut it back inside. He had Mamino arriving, but instead he's dispossessed, and he stayed down on the turf once again, but this time Brunswick, no, they will put it out. Very similar position to where Ferro went down the first time. Been in the wars, has the winger this first half. Both benches are warming up, but we won't have a substitution. And play continues here at Wembley Park. Ibrahim, who's seen so much of the ball in his centre-back position, as has Dexter. Box Hill have done an excellent job of keeping their shape throughout this first half, allowing no easy passing lanes to open up for Brunswick to exploit. Timms rides one challenge, attempts to ride another one. No doing. It's now Farrow, who's seemingly recovered from his knock, can get going. Throws the ball through for McNamee, looking for McNamee, but it's well cut out by the Brunswick defence. They needed to. Preventing McNamee from having a shot and possibly adding to his tally of 4 goals this season. Danger, however, not past, as it will be a throw-in on the left for Brunswick. Chance for a cutback. Will be a corner instead. Farrow will wander over to take it. Will he try to go short once again? No doing with the cross, but Box Hill once again have a throw in on the right-hand side. Can they get something going late? Just ticking over into the 42nd minute here at Wembley Park. Sliding challenge from Ibrahim prevents Voliotis from getting a ball in. Kakalakis with the throw in. As they briefly pause, as the ground announcer puts some sort of AFL feed on or something over the loudspeakers. Maybe it's Spotify because it's a pizza ad. But nonetheless, Brunswick, unperturbed, moving forward. But Marangos in strongly to put the ball out. As now a Coles ad comes over the loudspeakers. Just NPL things. McKellar gets the ball to Foster, who's moved over to the left. Tried to play a 1-2 with McKellar, but McKellar's pass will go long, and Ibrahim watches it go over the line for a goal kick. Pavlidis will put this ball long. And for those keeping track at home, we've now got a public schools ad coming over the loudspeaker as Foster puts the ball into the middle, but there's nobody there for Brunswick. Instead, Box Hill will play the ball long, looking for Mamino, who does well to slide in and win the ball off Ibrahim. Lakagnina, however, can't do as well, and McClellan will put it out for a throw-in. Now we've got a Jonas Brothers out over the loudspeaker. Stewart's Obviously not a Jonas Brothers fan, however, as he wins the ball, ignores it, and keeps moving forward. Voliotis gets the ball central. But Foster now wins the ball. Foster puts the ball in quickly. Was looking for Foster Hosai, but quick as a flash. Out comes Pavlidis and smothers it to snuff out the danger. Lackagnina had space to operate in on the right, but he just couldn't win that ball, and McClellan will move on to it as we're getting very late. We're about to tick into extra time here in the first period. Scores locked at 1-1. Foster throwing his weight around, but Nielsen up to the challenge and just puts a strong boot through the ball. Turgott takes it quickly. McCullough puts that ball well across the field, looking for Gonzalez. Excellent defending from Lagozzo, however, to nip in and take it away. As the fourth official signals, there will be just 1 minute of added time here at Wembley Park. Machang wins it. Foster Hosai does well to move it on to Gonzalez. Gonzalez was looking for Foster, but it's once again Marangos nipping in to get a boot on it and put it out for a throw-in. As now the speakers play a bit of easy listening music as we wind down in the first half. Machan. Long throw in. And the foul throw has been called for a leg coming up. Good Lord, that is a once in a blue moon sight. A foul throw called in a senior game of football. And perhaps time for Box Hill to get one final attack going as the sounds of In Excess were blaring out over the speakers, just cut out. No time, however, as the referee blows the whistle for half-time.
And to all the Brunswick city supporters of venture out today, I'd like to thank you for your patronage today. We've got an exciting competition for review at half-time.
Well, as the Box Hill announces a competition for half-time, the two teams head to the rooms, locked at 1-1. Box Hill scoring very early. Brunswick answering in the 12th minute. Make sure that you stay tuned on the NPL Victoria Facebook and YouTube pages for what should be a very intriguing second half of football.
Number 2, number 7, and number 26. So good luck to the 8 contestants who are going to be playing for a $250 voucher. If you can present yourself to Power Africa, and you'll be taken away. Best of luck and have a great day. Thank you, everyone. Also, could I have number 11? And 24. Number 6. 18. 13. 15. 16. 12. 9. 10. You. So just an update from around the grounds in the NPL 2. Eastern Lions 0, Moreland Zebras 1, Langwarrin 1, Williston Rangers 1, Moreland City 2, Naked City 1, Wellington City 1, Nottingham United 0, and Box Hill United 1, and Brunswick City 1. Thank you.
And we are back underway here at Wembley Park. Scores at present 1-1. Box Hill United going ahead in just the 4th minute of play after what replays have shown was an own goal off the boot of Matiang, just attempting to slide in and knock the ball clear, inadvertently putting it into his own net past Sebastian Matai. But Brunswick bringing the game back level in the 18th minute when Tillman Stewart got on the end of a cutback and put it in the bottom left-hand corner to make it 1-1. I am Joey Lynch. Thank you for joining us here on the second half on the NPL Victoria social pages for this NPL 2 Eastern Conference matchup between, as I said, Box Hill United playing in the dark blue, kicking from right to left of your screen here in this second half, playing against the visiting Brunswick City, playing in the orange and kicking from the left to the right of your screens here in the second. Other action happening today in NPL 2 as well, which we'll take you through. In Moreland Zebras versus Eastern Lions, it's 1-0. Langwarrin 1, Whittlesea Rangers 3 in their contest. Moreland City 2, Northcote City 1, Werribee City 1, Manningham United 0. 1-1 in this game. Ballarat City 0, Murray United 0 in a game that just kicked off. And Bulleen Lions 0, North Geelong 0 in another game that very recently kicked off. Back and forth, opening half here at Wembley Park. Both sides had spells of possession where you would think they would have been good value to maybe grab a second goal. Excellent work from both sides as well in keeping their shape throughout the contest and really preventing those passing lanes from opening up and allowing the opposition to slice and dice balls through them as they would want to do, as there's a bit of miscommunication there from Brunswick, but nonetheless Matiang eventually comes away with the ball. He got it away to Turgott in the middle, but Turgott's touch unfortunately let him down, and eventually Box Hill will come away with the ball. It's well done by Kokalakis to get it out, and he'll look for Farrow on the right. Space to work in against McClellar. Cuts inside and gets past him. Sliding in. Excellent challenge there. And now Brunswick have the chance to go forward. And Gonzalez has a lot of space on the right to work in, and they'll eventually work the ball to him, will Brunswick. Cross comes in. Was looking for the newly signed Foster Hazai. But Gonzalez couldn't pick out the head of the big number 9. But nonetheless, the ball will stay up there for a throw-in. Reminder to everyone as well that this week marks the respect rounds here in NPL Victoria. Football Victoria, not recommending, they're encouraging all of their clubs, fans, officials, players, onlookers, detractors, whoever you are, to respect the game and call out any antisocial behaviour you witness whilst at a ground. Help make NPL Victoria a better place for you and I, as it were. As Brunswick City hoping to make this game a better place for themselves by getting another goal and taking the lead. Ball is put over the top by Dexter, looking for Foster Hazai, who'll keep it in. Cheeky little back heel there into the shins of his marker to win a throw-in. And Matiang, the right wing back, comes up. He was called for a foul throw in the first half. We'll see whether he can keep both feet firmly planted on the turf for this one, as the referee watches him like a hawk, and he keeps his feet on the ground for the long throw-in, but it's booted clear by the Box Hill defence. Only as far, however, as Dexter, who'll take the throw-in quickly. Ibrahim. Back to Dexter. Ibrahim now looking up, trying to find a channel. Foster Hazai eventually gets the ball and he'll put it back to Stewart. But Farrow nicks in. Dispossesses the ball from the bigger man. And now he'll get it back on the right. Well worked from Box Hill here. Lakagnina. He's got space to run onto. He can have a shot, long shot, but it's straight at Matai. But just Lakagnina, he cut in from his position on the wing, and just the space opened up in front of him. Brunswick seemingly content to let him run towards the penalty area and eventually wind up, but fortunately for the Spartan defence, couldn't get proper contact on it. And although it did bounce slightly oddly, relatively comfortable save for Matai in the end. McKellar from the left back position tries to just play the ball over the top for Foster's eye, but it's cut out. And now Box Hill will try to play a ball over the top, but Matai is out to charge down the ball intended for Pharaoh. Timms can't keep it in, and it will be a throw-in to the hosts. Pharaoh trying to win the ball. He did so much in that first half for Box Hill, but he can't get anything going there, and now Brunswick can try to get something going themselves on the left flank. Stewart turns inside, tries to play another ball forward for Foster Hazai, but that one's cut out by Marangos. Nielsen. Charged down by Stewart, but Box Hill will retain, well, for the moment, retains possession. And they'll have a free kick. And we're also getting set for our first substitution of the game. Isaiah Joseph entering the fray for the hosts, replacing Jamie Mamino. So the striker departs, replaced by Isaiah Joseph. And Box Hill get us going once again with that free kick. And they'll look for some space. And McNamee wanted a ball over the top. Instead, the long diagonal is played to Lakagnina on the left. He goes to work against Matiang. Gets the ball back inside. Kokalakis from range, but Matai. Strong hands once again. And it looks like McNamee is going to be playing as the number 9. Isaiah Joseph has the 10 in behind him. McKellar, the captain, gets it back in. Turgut under some pressure from McNamee. Timms gets the ball out to Dexter. Turgut. Foster's done well to flick the ball on for Foster Hazai, but the flag is raised. The big number 9's eyes lit up. Chance to open his account for Brunswick, only to be denied by the linesman's flag, but that was well worked by Brunswick. Something they haven't really been able to do in this game, just open up Box Hill. Perhaps a warning sign for the Pythagoras defence to be on their toes as we go forward, as Brunswick will have another chance to get going. Turgut and Gonzalez, but none. Ooh. Now that was a heavy challenge there from Gonzalez on Logozo. Looks like shoulder made contact with maybe the chin or the chest of Logozzo. And he's won a free kick. Just like Agnina is standing over. Nielsen. Served as a pressure valve during that first half, did Nielsen. Just they were always willing to play the ball back to him. Strong sliding challenge from McClellan to deny Pharaoh, and now ball in behind the defence for Foster Hazai. He's got the ball, he can run on with it. Fantastic sliding challenge from 20-year-old Javier Marangos there. Not letting the Brunswick number 9 get a shot off. Would have fancied his chances there on the left foot, but an excellent sliding effort. And the game remains at an equilibrium. But once again, danger signs there for the hosts as Brunswick try to move this ball in behind them along the turf. As mentioned in the first half, Brunswick can score goals. Entered this game having scored 32 times. It's now up to 33. Gonzalez gets the ball back into the middle of the park to Timms. Dexter. Turgut finds Matiang. Gonzalez applying the pressure to Logozzo, who's forced to just play it back to Pavlidis. Gonzalez kept his run going, and he's forced Pavlidis to just put the ball out. Excellent work there from Gonzalez. Stewart now looking up. It's been all Brunswick here in these past few minutes. Trying to play the ball into for Matiang. Gonzalez picked that up and gets it to Matiang once again. He falls over with his attempted cross. The referee played advantage for what could have been a foul on Gonzalez, but Matiang unable to make proper contact on his cross. But that was excellently done from the newly arrived right back for Brunswick. He's been busy. Dexter works the ball to Turgut in the middle of the park, trying to pull the strings as the quarterback of this midfield is Turgut. Timms. Former Melbourne City Youth player is Timms. His former side, City Youth, tomorrow playing Geelong SC and in Mandurah. Dexter. Perhaps it would be too on the nose to say that Dexter going to work in his laboratory in the centre of defence. Logozzo gets it to Lakagnina, who comes once again under pressure from Matiang. Works the ball into the middle of the park to McNamee. Switching the play well of Box Hill. Now Farrow on the right. He's got Joseph in support, but just loses the ball. Quickly gets back to apply the pressure, but he's going to give away the free kick. Is Farrow. See Matiang, he's running all over the place looking for the ball. He's the right back. Desperately wants it, trying to spark his team into life. He's switched positions with Gonzalez now. Gonzalez covering him as Turgut with a spin move. Gets the ball into the behind the defence for Foster Zai, but it's charged down. Stewart was on the spot as well, but Box Hill scramble to get the ball clear. But that was once again incredibly dangerous from Brunswick. They're knocking on the door. Box Hill having to do everything they can to hold on and keep this game at 1-1. Farrow plays the ball to Joseph on the right. He's quickly closed down. Fast and furious action out there on the right. Both sides trying to get things going. Farrow trying to spark this Pythagoras side into some sort of life. See if they can respond to the challenge from the visitors. This is better from Box Hill, cutting inside once again. Lakagnina on the left. Shot came in, but Matai did well. It was very positive there from Box Hill. McNamee taking the ball, cutting across, and eventually finding Lakagnina, who got a shot in on that right boot that forces a save, shot on target. That's what you need from Box Hill. You need to get these efforts in. So many shots from both sides during that first half were charged down or not proper contact. But Matiang has got support from Gonzalez on his right, who he uses. Gonzalez, he's got men in the middle. Ball comes in, Foster's eye lurking, but Nielsen with a strong header clear. Joseph is there as well to head the ball on. And now Timms under pressure from McNamee. Turgott, Foster. Foster keeps going on the left, cuts the ball back, half shot, half cross, whatever it was, it's a goal kick. As we've gone past the hour mark here at Wembley Park, scores still are 1-1. Both sides looking to get something going so they can move out of 7th position on their respective conference tables. If this result held, Brunswick would stay 7th in the Western Conference, but Box Hill would move up to 6th place in the Eastern Conference. As another chance for Box Hill. Now McNamee once again with a driving run, but it's well cut out by the Brunswick defence. Tried to spring Gonzalez on the right. It's cut out, however. But nonetheless, Brunswick will get another chance. Turgott can only find Nielsen, however. Clever little back heel from McNamee. Can't break quickly, can Box Hill, though, and they'll be forced to just set back up once again and try to spread out this Brunswick defence, which they've been able to walk the ball over on the right. McClellan coming under pressure from Miltiadou after dispossessing him. Players warming up from both benches. Perhaps more changes coming through momentarily. Both sides still locked at 1-1. Just looking for that one piece of brilliance, that one piece of fortune to separate themselves from the opposition. As Brunswick are awarded a free kick on the halfway line, which they'll take quickly. Chang was trying to move into space on the right, perhaps wasn't prepared for the ball, fell over himself trying to get into position. Nogolza plays the ball back to Marangos, who's forced to go back to Pavlidis. Under pressure from Foster Hazai. Ibrahim now spreads the ball across the field to Dexter. Gives the ball right back. Now Turgott spots Gonzalez out there on the right. The bouncing ball is killed by him, and then he plays it forward for Matiang. But a strong sliding challenge there from the Box Hill defence, from Marangos. Puts the ball back out for a corner, which Brunswick threatening to take quickly. Gonzalez perhaps wanted Turgott quickly. Instead they'll hold it, waiting for that tall timber to arrive up in the penalty area. Dexter going forward, as is Ibrahim. Ball comes in from Turgott. Looking for Dexter at the back post. He'll make contact with it, but it's cut out by Miltiadou. Just put the ball long and it will be a Brunswick throw-in. McClellan running across quickly to take it. For Foster out there on the left. His touch lets him down. advantage perhaps played by the referee there, or no foul, regardless. Ball intended for McNamee was cut out, as was Brunswick's attack, however. Stewart. Timms. He'll look up and try to find Gonzalez on the right. Once again, he kills the ball as the lights come on here at Wembley Park. Gonzalez gets his ball back. Turgott. He's got Machang on the right. Gonzalez to his left. Instead, he turns and brings the ball back into the middle of the field. Turning once again. And now we'll try to play in Machang on the right, but the ball was behind the Brunswick right back, and he can't chase it down in time to keep it in. Instead, it will be a throw into Box Hill. Lagozzo running over to take it. "22 minutes gone here in the second half. Score is still Box Hill United 1, Brunswick City 1. Box Hill going ahead after only 3 minutes through an own goal. Only for Brunswick to equalise in the 19th minute through Stewart. Long throw in looking for a pack of Box Hill players, but none of them are able to properly turn. Instead, Dexter will collect it and get it back from his goalkeeper, Matai. Rounds one man. And it looks like Farrow has come over to the left again for Box Hill, as now this is a chance to break. Foster has a chance in behind the defence. Left-footed shot is wide, and Foster has broken a car's rear window. I hope you've got insurance, mate. Glass shatters, Stone Cold enters. And that is the Box Hill players and officials car park as well, so Foster with a nice little present for one of the hosts. Perhaps shows you just how wicked that shot was. Left-footed effort by Foster, sailing wide of the goal, but going straight into the rear window of that ute parked back out there and breaking it. Well, that was entertaining. But now Brunswick have a chance to come forward once again. Gonzalez is in space on the right, and he is found. Cuts inside. Is enveloped by defenders, however, and he'll be forced to try to work the ball out. Stewart. Back to Dexter. Ibrahim. Some space in the middle of the park, which Gonzalez has flooded into. Instead, Foster Hazai has a chance to work. He'll look for Gonzalez back, but his pass goes straight to Miltiadou. Brunswick applying the pressure as Box Hill try to get it out. Farrow's back pass is cut out, and now Matiang. Stewart. Cross to the captain, McClellan. Comes in, but it's cut out by Voliotis. But Box Hill just can't string together much possession as of late. And once again, Brunswick can put another one in the chamber and try to fire something into the back of the net. Foster holding the ball up, and he does well. Instead, that was Nielsen getting back to, as he has done so often, just play fine and collect the ball. But throw in for Brunswick, and there's some room in the middle of the park. And Machang on the right. Kills the ball down. But he's well defended by Farrow, holding off the bigger man with his body. But just once again, that clearance cut out. Box Hill well on their heels. And it will be a corner for the visitors. Dexter moving forward once again. As is Stewart, as is Machang. As is Timms. All these players getting set towards the back post. Machang is there, as is Dexter. Headed back in by Dexter. No doing, however. Ferro all on his own. Couldn't beat Ibrahim. And Brunswick again. Cross in. There's no one there. Nielsen clears. Kokalakis got the ball out to the right. Well turned from Stewart, however. Initial turn was good, but this touch afterwards, not so much. And now maybe Box Hill. Can they get some possession going together? Ball is played over the top for Joseph. But McClellan does well to just put a clamp down on any thoughts of a quick break. Put it out for a throw-in. Joseph introduced as a substitute here in the second half by Box Hill. They've also got Amir Modsarip and Billy Skleros on the bench. And Lachlan Hogman. Brunswick have on the bench Darcy Zafara, Ratip Chileli, Matt Murphy, Matt Conversano and Matt Christina. As we get set to see a substitution from Brunswick. And it is Matt Murphy coming on, replacing Gonzalez. So, excellent shift by Gonzalez. Ran and ran and ran. Just unfortunately for Brunswick, just couldn't get that final touch going. And Murphy will come over here to the right flank. Immediately has an absolute ton of space to work in if Brunswick can quickly switch the ball. Ian Machang can maybe get something going on the right, but now it's come down the left instead. Foster Hazai nicked in, got some contact. And has he won a free kick or a throw-in for his side? Looks like a throw-in. Put in, there's no one there on the back post for Brunswick, however. Foster Hazai forced to run back. Farrow collects. Big number 9 gives pursuit. McNamee under significant pressure from Timms. Won a handball. Referee indicates that it found the side of the body. Timms floats the ball in, but Nielsen is there to pick it out. Farrow tried to chest it down, couldn't. Murphy, first touch on the ball for him. Back to Machang. Brunswick keeping possession once more. McKellar. Dexter. Can he ignite the formula to get Brunswick going? Box Hill immediately finding their defensive shape. They're not going to let Brunswick play through them. It's going to take a proper bit of skill to open them up. But without a doubt, Brunswick had the best of it in this second half. Chances are plenty. Break in windows, but not Box Hill's defence, unfortunately, for the visitors. As we tick over into the 30th minute mark of this second half. And now this is better. Foster's eye chance, left-footed effort, just wide of the post. Foster got down the left, floated a ball in, had to go behind him, did the newly arrived striker for Brunswick. Did well to get a shot off, but it's been watched wide of the goals by Pavlidis. Once again, knocking on the door are the Spartans. They can feel it. They want it. Joseph tries to flick it on for himself. McCullough does well. Brunswick tried to get a triangle going to get the ball out, but instead they're forced to put it out for a goal kick, as we'll get another substitution for the hosts. Logozzo coming off, being replaced by Skleros, very cheekily numbered number 89. Number perhaps you'd be more used to seeing on a wide receiver in the National Football League than a player in the National Premier Leagues, but nonetheless he's entering the fray now, hoping to provide that spark for the hosts to maybe allow them to nick something forward in these later stages. We've got 15 minutes remaining here at Wembley Park as Joseph in possession. Cuts the ball in, McNamee is waiting, but it's headed clear by Dexter. Free kick now for Brunswick. And you can see that they're trying to spread Box Hill out. Murphy immediately moving his way to the touchline, but that pass will sail over his head and out for a throw-in that will be taken by Lacagnina. Got Farrow further up the field and McNamee. McNamee presented an option forward instead. And now we'll get the ball, Will McNamee, but his touch unable to control the ball, and Ibrahim was there to take it away. Matiang gets the ball to Foster. Headed on by Stewart for Murphy, but Murphy is offside. Trying to slice their way through quickly for Brunswick. It was a good move, but Murphy just unable to time his run. Disciplined stuff from the Box Hill defence to keep their line. Marangos spreads the ball to the right. For Leotis, just put the ball down the touchline. Unable to find anyone, however, and Brunswick had another throw-in. Foster holding the ball up, as it looks like Brunswick getting set to make another substitution. Matiang, who has done excellently since conceding that own goal early. Nielsen, he's also been excellent for Box Hill, but that's cut out by Turgott. Matiang now. Stewart back to Matiang. And he's been brought down by Joseph. Perhaps a booking, and yes, it does look as though the referee is producing his second bit of yellow fabric for this one. Joseph just coming in late, bringing down Matiang. That's it. Looks as though Ratip Chileli being introduced to the game, replacing the goal scorer, Tillman Stewart. As Ratip enters the fray. And Turgott standing over the ball. Men in the box for Brunswick. Floated in towards a penalty spot, but it's headed clear. Farrow with Ibrahim on him. He's done well to hold it up, and now Joseph has space to run into, but it's a good... McClellan slid in with a challenge, but he looks as though he's hurt himself. Ball has come into the far post. Matai just doing enough to... He initially did knock the ball into his man, but the ball ricocheted straight back into his hands, but that was dangerous, and looks McClellan is still down. Appears as though maybe he's gone to maybe a cramp, or just stretched slightly too far out. I believe he is a physiotherapist in his professional career outside of football, so he'll probably know what's wrong with him. Giving instructions to Matiang. Do this, son, do that. Dr. McClellan says. But it looks as though he'll be all right to continue. But that was dangerous there from Box Hill. Farrow did ever so well to just hold the ball up, get it back to a teammate, and they were able to spring Joseph forward. Dexter. Foster Hazai chests the ball down looking for Turgott, but it's picked out. Nielsen. But McClellan has found the turf once again. I don't think he's going to be able to continue. Brunswick captain looks to be in a bit of distress. He ambled over from Brunswick's right side back to his left back position before falling to the turf once again. And both of these sides needing a win, and with a score at 1-1, so you wouldn't say that he's time wasting. And there is action now on the Brunswick bench, so it does look as though the captain will depart. Just under 10 minutes left to play here at Wembley Park. And McCullough will be departing, replaced by Matt Conversano. So the youngster coming on for his captain. Chance to play a bit of hero for his side late. As Billy Skleros just throws the ball back to Matai. So under 10 minutes to go in this one. Can we find a winner? Ball played forward long. Turgo has a chance to run onto it, but off his line quickly is Pavlidis to snuff out the danger. We've seen a switch in the Brunswick attack. Nate Foster has come over to the right. Murphy has gone over to the left. Farrow, he's on the right now. Billy Skleros has gone over to the left. So movement in both attacks, trying to discombobulate their opposition. Switch it up, maybe give themselves a spark. Headed on by Murphy. It's headed back in. Foster looking for the ball, as is Murphy. There's a pack of them, all three of them, and none of them could get it. Instead, Box Hill coming away with the ball. If they can switch it, Billy Skleros is in acres of space, which he's pointing out. Instead, Box Hill forced to go back. Kokalakis. He plays it back. Now Lakagnina. Cuts inside. Long shot, just wide. Not a lot of options going forward, Box Hill. Forced to settle for the long shot. Was Miltiadu. Foster tries to flick it on for Matiang. Couldn't make proper contact with it. Lakagnina comes away with it. He'll get it back to Marangos. To Nielsen. Marangos skipped away from the pressure from Joseph. Farrow. His touch lets him down. Will be a throw-in. Foster Hazai tried to chest it down, but he's lost possession. Farrow. He's got McNamee in support, and Billy Skleros. McNamee's one-on-one, but he shot his charge down on by Matai. That could have been it for Box Hill. The crowd certainly thought it was. Their leading scorer, McNamee, threw on goal. But Matai, recognising the danger, quick as a flash, charged it down, but the danger has not passed. Joseph, his man has gone down, penalty. Joseph brought down inside the area. With just 5 minutes of regulation to go. And Box Hill has a chance to steal it late. They've been the second best side throughout this half, but now McNamee has the chance to make it 2-1 for the hosts. McNamee versus Matai. McNamee scores. McNamee wins the battle. He fainted. He goes to celebrate with the juniors in the crowd. And here, in the 85th minute, Big Pack forms. It is Box Hill United 2, Brunswick City 1. Heartbreak for the Spartans. They'd had the best of this game. They'd peppered the goals. They'd broken windows behind the goals. But instead, Box Hill win a penalty. McNamee, cool as you like, steps up. Bang. And now all to do for Brunswick. They've been unable to batter down this Pythagoras defence for 40 minutes. And now with just 5 minutes left, perhaps time to throw caution to the wind and look for an equaliser. Nielsen picks out the ball intended for Foster Hazai. Looks up. There's Farrow on the right. His touch lets him down, however, and it will be a throw-in to Brunswick. Substitution, however, instead. It will be the goal scorer coming off, Rowan McNamee. Penalty, pretty much his last contribution to the game, replaced by Amir Mortsarip. So both sides making their 3 substitutions. These are how they'll finish. Foster. Just 4 men converging on him, unable to do anything, and it's booted clear. Dexter picks up the spare ball, trying to keep things moving quickly. Nothing on, however, and Machang, as well as stealing Machang. And he's called Machang out for another foul throw. No, he's... Referee telling them to get on with it. Referee in no mood to take any silly buggers in this one. Well, it's cold. Probably doesn't want to be out there any longer than he has to. Definite pep in Box Hill step now. Farrow. Sliding challenge from Ibrahim is strong, however. Will be a throw-in nonetheless. Now Box Hill, they'll be pretty content to just test the bounds of the referee's patience in looking to throw the ball in. We're in the 89th minute. Score is Box Hill 2, Brunswick 1. And a look at the live ladder. Should this result hold? Result holds, Box Hill will be up to 6th in the NPL 2 Eastern Conference table. Brunswick will remain in 7th in the West. Long ball looking for Foster, just left it behind him. Other games today, full time in Eastern Lions, Moreland Zebras. Zebras winning 3-1. Full time in Langwarren versus Whittlesea Rangers. Big win for the Rangers, 4-1 over Langy. Strong punch. It's only gone as far as Matiang. Playing pinball with it are the two sides. Moreland City have just gone full time in Moreland City, Northcote. Moreland City 4, Northcote 1. The eyes of Moreland's getting a big win. Full time in Werribee City versus Manningham United. Werribee 1, Manningham United 0. Murray United up 2-0 over Ballarat City at half-time. Bulleen Lions up 1-0 over North Geelong at half-time. 2-1 in this one. To the hosts, Box Hill up over Brunswick. Brunswick desperately trying to find that equaliser. So this poor run of form doesn't continue. Dexter floats the ball in. Murphy is converged upon. Did fall out, but Pavlidis is there strongly to collect, and he'll be content to just kill as much of the clock as he can. Puts the ball long. Joseph is underneath it. Joseph is still there, just applying the pressure. The substitute bringing the energy against a Brunswick defence that has been playing for 90 minutes, perhaps almost caught napping there. You're not supposed to do that if you're up 2-1, Joseph. You're supposed to be defending, they'll think. Joseph is offside. Brunswick take it quickly. Ball over the top of Murphy. Charge down. But nonetheless, corner taken quickly. Could we have late drama here at Wembley Park? Farrow slides in, kept in. And Kogalakis puts it out for a throw-in instead. Still pressing a Brunswick. They've got to get one soon. Comes in. Murphy chests it down. Put back into the area. Shot! It's in! Oh my Lord! Darby Dexter! Box Hill couldn't clear the lines. And here in what is the 93rd minute of play, Darby Dexter, the defender, came forward for the set piece, hung around at the back post, and heartbreakingly for the hosts, it is Box Hill United 2, Brunswick 2. Oh, and you can see just the heartbreak for Box Hill. Kokolakis just forlornly knocking a diag forward for Farrow. They cannot believe it. How about that for late drama? But now Joseph applying the pressure. He has fouled Matai. We thought Box Hill had done enough to win it with that late penalty for McNamee. As now maybe Brunswick pushing for a third. And they'll get a corner. We thought Box Hill had won it with a late penalty dispatched by McNamee. But then in the 93rd minute of play, Darby Dexter, the centre-back, pops up with a vital goal for Brunswick. And is there even more late drama? Could the Heart take it? Floated in towards the back post. Dexter is there, but it's headed clear. Murphy is... I thought Murphy was fouled, but instead Box Hill came away with it. And they'll maybe get one more chance. And that is a foul by Ibrahim. Should be a booking. It was more of a rugby tackle by Ibrahim on Joseph than a football challenge. Now a Brunswick player is down. Perhaps give his side time to get back and defend this free kick. Kokolakis is standing over it. Timms eventually gets to his feet and ambles back. You'd have to think this is at the point where if you're Box Hill, you send everybody up. Joseph gets the ball in. Nielsen. Can he keep it in? He does. Back to Joseph. Left-footed cross comes in. There's no one there, however. And that's it. Full time here at Wembley Park. It was 1-1 in the 80th minute of play, thanks to an own goal by Matiang in the 3rd minute. 19th minute strike by Stewart. We had Rowan McNamee slot a penalty for Box Hill in what was, I think, the 85th minute. And at that point, you'd think the hosts had done enough to win it. But then late, Darby Dexter, the centre-back, popping up to just float a ball into the back of the net and make it 2-2. Late drama here. A fantastic game to watch. NPL 2 action. East meets West. Final score here at Wembley Park. Box Hill United 2, Brunswick City 2. Thank you for joining me on the NPL Victoria social media pages. My name has been Joey Lynch. Be sure to tune in at 7 when I'll be down at the Dandenong Thunder versus Kingston City game, joining the great Damir Kulash for that one. But for now, goodbye. Kingston City.